I don't know about you, but when I was ill, it was really easy to be ill.
Being ill was easy.
Because you're just ill.
Sit there on a bed, getting fed things.
Do whatever.
Lovely life.
Play Xbox, whatever you need to do. I need to have a nap, I'll have a nap.
Easy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you go back to work and you got to think about rent and paying your taxes and...
Well, I found that, it was easy being ill, but it was hard being off work. Because I'm one that likes to work a lot and I have an X amount of money that I like to keep type thing and save. I couldn't do that because I was having sick pay, which isn't the best pay to have. So I had to realise some things might change. Like I might not be able to afford my car anymore. I might not be able to afford my house. Things like this, you know.
I think I got too used to not working. I got pretty good at it, I think. Yeah. I got quite comfortable.
Is it? I couldn't stand not working. I had to go back.
So I've always felt like I've missed out on that sort of 17, 18-year-old's life where you go out clubbing for the first time and things. Because by the time I could actually go out clubbing, all your mates are like,
yeah, they've done it.
They've done it. Been there, done that, and you're like, ooh, great fun.
I think the further away I got from treatment and the further away I got from completely being off my drugs, the easier it gets to like see yourself without it. So like when you're close to it, it's going to be tough.
Because of what happened, being silly, but because of what happened, I don't want to miss out on miss opportunities coming up because I'm like, oh well, I got to do it now because I might not be able to do it in 5 years' time. So I get panicky about it. Do you find you get like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, maybe. With like, I want to go do this because, like, while I can. Yeah. But I don't know. I think I've kind of stopped, like, rushing myself about it and just kind of, I don't know, just kind of come when it comes.
Yeah.
That's always on the back of my mind. That I just feel like I've sort of, I just feel like I've missed out on so much. It's like, I haven't gone to university, all my friends at university.
So much. You have missed out on much.
Yeah, but like, it's just, I feel like I've missed so much. And then I want to almost, rush. Instead of being like, I want to do that, want to do that, and try and rush through it all.
Yeah.
And it's always there, just constantly being like, oh, you've missed out on something. Another thing which I just remembered, which is one benefit of aplasticemia, I just thought that was right, is when you have a form and you have to write in like previous conditions. It's brilliant when you get to put in aplasticemia. You sound such a big gun.
Yeah.
You're like, yes, I've had blood transfusions.
Except. You sound big, except when someone reads it and goes, oh, so you just had anemia.
You just had anemia.
Yeah. But it's not on the list of illnesses you need to declare on your driving licence. Leukemia is and all of that, but it's not on their list, so
Standard.
you can.
But they'd say if your platelets are low, you can't drive or something.
Yeah, but aplastic anemia is not on the thing, so.
I had to stop learning to drive. I was too high all the time, literally. I was on too many drugs. I could understand, like a policeman pulling you over and be like, "Henry, why are you driving? Are you high? No." But yeah.
I couldn't drive. How long did it take you to go back driving?
I drove myself to my transfusions.
I couldn't see. I was getting too dizzy. Not that I had transfusions, but like to my appointments, I couldn't see straight, and I sometimes couldn't concentrate. I mean, sometimes I still can't, but I shouldn't drive then. But hey ho. Before I was diagnosed, I had like a 5-year or 10-year plan, but like since being diagnosed now, I don't really plan like next week. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got like a future plan. I'm just going to let it happen because. These things, you get unwell and you don't expect it to happen to you. Whereas, like, if you've got a plan for next year, it's not going to happen now. Do you know what I mean?
The further you get with the treatment, the better it is to start bringing back that future plan. Because then you can, because then it stops you from like just thinking, oh, I'm ill, or I can't do. Yeah. And it's important to realise your restrictions when you're ill, but post-illness I think it's as important to go, right, okay, I'm not ill anymore, and treat it like you can go back to some semblance of normal. I had my life planned out before I was ill, and that just, I think having your life planned out when I was so young was probably actually a negative thing in the whole sort of scheme of things.
Yeah.
And like, I was only 17 when I was planning, I was only 17 at the stage, like, I didn't know what I ended up wanting to do, but I thought I did.
Yeah.
And I think that just puts so much pressure on people.
Yeah, small wins are massive. Like, oh, I can go for a walk. I can go for a longer walk than I could the other day, or like, oh, I'm not at the hospital for a month. That's wicked.
I'm not at hospital for my first Christmas.
Yeah. What I find is like now I've got to a point where I feel like I can do everything. Like I'm thinking now, I can do everything now. I'm absolutely fine. My mother keeps reminding me. She's like, maybe you should think about this because maybe you can't do it. She's like, maybe it's too soon. Maybe you need to think about it. And I'm like, I'm putting in my mind that it never happened. I don't know why I'm doing that. Maybe I shouldn't because I'm like, I'm going out. I'm, going to see people, which I'm still on immunosuppressants. So I'm still on the meds, so I shouldn't really do it because I'm still classed as like immunosuppressed. But I think I'm not. Like I'm literally like I'm fine. I can do whatever I want.
And I feel like that time in your life when you're 17, 18, 19, like all that sort of between all that time, you do so much like more than being an adult for the first time. And I was lucky enough because I managed to do quite a lot of that stuff before I was 17. Like go to pubs and things like that, but it's just, I still feel like I missed out so much of my life that I just never will get back because it's almost doing it with other people at the same time. But I feel like doing it by yourself, I say doing it by yourself, when you go into a pub by yourself, buying your first like legal pint, is a bit different from when you all go with your mates and you're all buying your first pints and things like that.
I think the way I started looking at it was like, yeah, I've missed out on a certain chunk, but I'm pretty confident in the fact that I feel like I've got to where all my mates have got to, or contemporaries have got to, just in a different way. Yeah. The time that I was the most scared was when I had to do like the sort of banking on my sperm and things, and thinking about like children, and thinking about like my future children, and sort of being like, I might not have children, or I might not be able to have children in the future and things, and that was the thing that got me the most out of the whole thing. Not the fact that I was going to die, not the fact that it was going to hurt, or any of that. It's just the pure fact that I want to have kids, and it's weird. And again, it's to do with the sort of. This is why I feel a lot older in some regards. You have that sort of experience. You have to think about they go, oh, do you want to bank some sperm? And you have to then sit there and go,
also,
oh shit,
aplastic,
do I want
once
kids
you're
one
doing
day?
that, physical exercise, bloody impossible. It's bloody impossible.
You fall asleep in the middle.
Literally. I can't walk to the fridge. Let alone bosh one out, it's just like.
If someone was there with you, you'd be like you just have to do it. You have to get on top because I can't do it. I'm too tired.
Bloody impossible. It's just I remember so my granny took me to the appointment that I had to go to, and I had my cup of baby gravy in a sock, and then I had to walk upstairs, which took bloody ages to get up here, and then just sort of put a random sock on a desk if this doctor. I think one important thing to realise, you have to realise this to move on, is the pure fact that because you've had aplastic anemia, there will be things you won't be able to do.
Yeah.
And you need to realise that early on. And then you can move past that. And then you can start to focus on aplastic anemia on the positive side of things. By viewing it through a positive way. It's like no matter how rubbish something is, there will always be a positive out of it. There will be some small positive out of no matter how shit a situation is. And it's always to look for those things, those little positives that make it easier.
I don't know if this is going to sound strange, but I feel like I've evolved as a person and I've like grown up a bit more than what I was before. And I feel like I'm further along than they are in my mindset with life and general like living. I think my life has changed for the better. I can only say that though because I got over it quite quickly. If I was still unwell now, I probably wouldn't be where, obviously I wouldn't be where I am today with what I'm doing with my 5 jobs,
Yeah.
But like, I'd still be working where I was working before, miserable, And if it wasn't for this illness, you know, I wouldn't be like literally where I am or where I want to be.
Well, like, it puts what you have into perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I think when I look back at the 21-year-old that got aplastic anemia, and he was quite immature, and you know, wasn't really doing the right things to get to the right places, and I think it kind of pushed me to like do the things I needed to do for myself.
Yeah.
I'm quite comfortable now speaking about pretty meaty, dark topics.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
having the
agree.
confidence to just sort of actually state what you say when it comes to sort of like things that people might be a bit timid about when it comes to like speaking to other people like cancers or things. I said it's easy to talk to them. Beforehand, I remember I was just a little sort of bit timid of asking questions like that now.
It's made a positive impact on my relationship with my family. Teenage boys have secrets and have things they don't want to tell their parents and stuff, and like, yeah, that all goes out the window when you're ill, and you kind of all come together. From 16, I was like, I need to leave Devon and I need to get away from my family and get on with my life. And then fast forward a good few years, and like living in Devon, like being around my family, and yeah.